Hello everyone. Um, oh sorry. I'm kind of holding the phone in my hand. I don't normally do that. Actually, hold on. There we go. That's better because then I'll stop the crazy shifting. I just wanted to hop on. I seen this post a few days ago about nurturing self-talk, and it's something that I'm consciously working on right now. And I just wanted to hop on a live and talk about our goals. So, when we're creating these C-type goals, as many of you are in thinking into results, so when we create these big goals, and for those of you that aren't, and we are getting clear on them and in so much detail, we could tell someone else exactly what it is we're seeing in our mind. If you can't tell someone what it is that you're seeing in your mind clearly, then you're not clear enough on your goals. So that's just for those of you that aren't into thinking into results. I'm stuttery. I got off this event and I was like, my mind was blown and I fell asleep because I was so tired. But so you get so clear on this goal, and this goal has to be something that's so big that you don't know the how. Something that scares you, something that makes you your stomach turn. You have to go for that goal. Don't go for the goal that you think you know how to do, because it's not going to be enough to get you there. So you're going to focus on this goal, and it just came to me. Self-nurturing is more than just talk. So we've got these goals. Say you've sat down and you've written it out and you're clear exactly what it is that you want. You've removed all fear, all judgment, all everything out of your mind, and you've just sat there with a clear mind as to what it is you want. Like, I'm not going to think about what anybody else thinks of my dream. I want to help addicts and family of addiction. And then there's my own mind that chimes in and says, well, you don't even know how to help addicts. Like, who do you think you are? Hi, Jessica. And that's the paradigm. So it kicks in. And my post about self-nurturing is like, it's not just talk. It's if this was, say you were your own child and they were reaching for this goal, how would you talk to them? How would you encourage them? How would you communicate to them? Because that's what this is. This goal is your baby child. It's your inner child expressing itself into the physical form. It's that vulnerability side of you reaching, and it's a serious vulnerable state when you put yourself out there and you don't know how you're going to do something, and it's so big that it scares you. This self-nurturing is something that is 100% needed and imperative to get you there. There's a lot of other things, and Jessica, you've been watching the event. My brain is like mushy from today. But the post just, popped into my head, and this need for nurturing ourselves. We've created this paradigm as a society to work harder, be harder, not communicate, and not, we need to start, a new paradigm. Like, that's what we're doing is like, no, it's okay to have mental health. You know what? It's okay to not be okay sometimes, and it's okay to encourage and come together as a community and be powerful in that way. Many of us are shifting the collective that way. So it's like creating this new huge paradigm, and learning to break these stereotypes that have been ingrained in our families. Like, my grandma used to bad talk herself. I just caught myself doing it with my friend. I said, "Oh, I can't remember what the word it was that I used, but it's something about me being ridiculous, anyways." And then I see this post, and I'm like, self nurturing is looking after not only our our self-confidence, and that comes with, communicating good things about ourselves, stopping that, automatic response of putting yourself down, because you may not think it's a big deal, but every single time you do it, it has an impact on your subconscious mind. It matters if you call yourself dumb, if you call yourself retarded, if you call yourself an idiot. These are all things that are super, super, super bad for you. So if you can do anything, catch yourself and nurture yourself that way. So I didn't want to talk too long. I just was really feeling like, if your goal was your child, how would you encourage them? Can you see it from that perspective? You know, I don't have a child, but I've been very involved with my little sister and raising her, and I quite look at her like she's somebody that I would give my life for, literally. Like, there is only one person on this planet, and it's her. No, I didn't birth her, but I poured a lot of myself into her, whether that was good or bad. And I would never in my life think to discourage her if she was vulnerable and she was reaching for something. And that perspective, having that perspective suddenly right now, is a huge thing that I really wanted to share, because why would we do it to ourselves? Why do we inner talk like that? Why do we decide that, society gets to decide what we can and can't do, what we're capable of? Put us in these, it's like, there's so many boxes. Like, why? Why are we in these boxes? Each one of us is divine. Each one of us is unique. And when we learn through the process of actually doing, we create, new neural pathways, which creates different habits, which, ingrains the subconscious, which, is a process of repetition. So when we do this over and over again, like, no, I'm not stupid. Catch it, cancel, clear, delete. That's a good thing that Randina taught us. Jessica, I don't think you know Randina, but I'd love to introduce you to her. Powerful, powerful manifesting woman. She is a powerhouse. She was the first person that introduced me to the spiritual world through complete manifestation. I ended up in her group by accident, and I was like, this woman takes Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and she takes a spiritual spin on it, and she has created insane beauty in her life. And she is essentially the one piece in my life that I needed at that moment, and many of us. So if I have your permission, I will introduce you and add you to a group. She is a powerhouse. She's basically, Bob Proctor and a woman. But yeah, she taught me a lot of amazing things. And that was one of them, is when you're doing something and you catch yourself, you can just as easily take that energy back by saying, and that's why Crystal says it too, I think, because Crystal was in Powerful Woman as well, is cancel, clear, delete. And you literally remove that energy from the universe. So, when I think, oh, I'm such a dumbass. I think I say dumbass more from the culinary industry, like always putting myself down and as like a way of humor. And no, cancel, clear, delete that. I am not dumb. There is nothing about me that's dumb. So why do I keep affirming this? And why is it so easy to affirm I am so dumb and not I am more than enough? That is something that I am working on. That is one of my affirmations. I am more than enough. I am extraordinary just the way I am, because I wanted to come from a perspective of I don't need, sometimes we're coming from this like, I need this and I need that to fix myself, and I need this and I need that. It's like, no, we just need to love ourselves more, and we need to understand this process, which you're doing, Jessica. But I was like, I am more than enough. I am extraordinary just the way I am. I am safe. I am safe. That's from my therapist. That is a lifetime of trauma and living in fight or flight state. She said, because I tell her all about this stuff. I tell her everything. I'm like, all right, are you ready? I grown quite a relationship with this woman, and she's probably one of the first people of my life who has been stable, and I felt safe being vulnerable around. I've had some really deep cries, which I never do in front of people ever. I've had some really serious trauma things happen in my life, and I probably should have cried, and I didn't. Um, but I'm safe with her. So she said, you know, you've lived your life in fight or flight mode. You've never felt safe being vulnerable and connecting with somebody. And I was like, and she's like, start with that affirmation too. Maybe add that. And I was like, I love that. So I added it. And then my last affirmation that I'm doing right now is I am worthy of love, happiness, success, and the greatness that I am here to do. And feel free to take them, Jessica, because Crystal was talking about all this stuff, and I went through my astrology, and you know, I went straight to the Chiron. Why do I say that wrong every time? Anyways, I'm just gonna call it Chiron for the rest of my life. I went straight to my biggest wound, and I started doing some research, and one of my things is feeling like no matter what I do, I'm never enough, and that stems from a childhood of trauma. You know, my mom being an alcoholic and then a drug addict, always feeling, you know, when I needed that connection when I was really young, it was never there, it was never safe. And starting with those affirmations, and you know, Crystal talks about self-worth and um, uh, feeling secure about yourself. And I was like, why? If our subconscious mind is will take anything that we put in it, why would I not want to start with that I'm worthy, that I'm more than enough? Like, these are important things that I need to change in myself. So I created those affirmations. I'd be more than happy to give you. And I'm seeing huge results as a side effect, because I can't think of the word. That's so weird. My brain is so mushy after this event. But yeah, I'm just channeling. Obviously, I'm kind of ranting. I just feel like if a baby got up, like a little kid got up and was trying to walk, would you walk over and slap it and push it on the floor? Like, that's essentially what we do to ourselves on a daily basis when we play small, when we tell ourselves that we're stupid, when we look and compare ourselves with somebody else. Like, we're literally backhanding ourselves. Like, if you can challenge yourself to do anything, it's come into this feeling of that inner child. I don't know about you, but anytime somebody starts talking about an inner child, when I was listening to the audiobook about attachment disorders, healing your attachment wounds, she started talking about inner child, and I had this huge reaction, and I was like, wow, like, we are, like, a huge part of us is that vulnerable child that needs that support, not being slapped around, not being hard, tough love like that. Like, that was like an old generational thing, tough love. Like, you get it. Like, no, forget it. Let's have a healthy balance. Let's learn to nourish ourselves. So I have food coming because I am so tired. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, Jessica. 3 o'clock, because I was late. I have this very weird time paradigm that I'm going to have to work on next, that I know the classes because I've converted them in my mind, and that's what time I think they're at. But every time she posts something, I'm like, oh, 9 o'clock's awesome. Okay, well, it's 7 o'clock for you. So I woke up for the day one at 7 o'clock and was like, I'm so confused, and like, just not prepared. Oh, jeez. Okay, my food's here. That scared the crap out of me. Yeah, just, I forgot to turn the light on for him, poor guy. So, that scared me. You know, it's so creepy when I'm down here in the basement. But yeah, just get into the spirit of looking after yourself. Cancel, clear, delete. And Jessica, I'll get you in Randina's thing. She's doing a big thing on chakras right now, which would actually really help you, because now you know where your chakras are at. Yeah, just breathe. I was like, what the heck? Nobody's over there. But yeah, so that was my little inspiration for the day. I'm going to move into doing my visioneering. That was something that I took away from this class, was if you do anything good, it's get good at feeling your goal, visioning it, whatever way that you recognize. I found both days I recognized with that. So that's obviously what I need to get good at now. I've gotten the affirmations and the lessons fairly down. You know, I do have some days I don't do them, or I watch the video and I don't write. I'm going to be honest, because, you know, I was really hard on myself too. When I first started, I was like, am I the only one that's not getting this? Because that's how I operate. Very tough on myself, and learning to just be like, who cares where I am? You know, some days I don't do it, and all I can keep doing is try my best. So seeing some big results. I know Crystal did this live video about self-confidence comes from action, but I also believe that we can replace some beliefs about ourselves, about our self-worth, through our subconscious mind. And when we do that, we start really truly absorbing it, believing in ourselves, and that's when, you know, big momentum's gonna come. So I just wanted to share that. I am not an expert on any of this, but that's what I'm working on. That's how I'm self-nurturing. I am using all of those posts about self-nurture that I just posted, and just trying to get good at this whole growing into the person that I am envisioning. So thanks for hopping on always, Jessica. It's really nice of you. And I guess it's just something that needs to be heard for you, which is great. I love that. I love how all of this works. You have a good evening. I'm going to eat my awesome It's Lexa soup and ginger beef, and then I should have some left over for lunch tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow, Jessica. Big news with Tracy. She finally made it into thinking into results. We didn't announce it because she still has like one or two little pieces, but she's made it in. She's been trying to do this for quite a few events now, so this is huge news. I was really excited about today, to the point where I was like sweating and crying, and it was a good day. I'm just like super overwhelmed in a good way. So I'm gonna go eat. I will see you tomorrow, Jessica, for another day of amazingness. And I will, before I eat, I'm gonna get you into that group, because I think that Randina helps so many of us just blossom, because she doesn't teach the process as in depth, because you're not paying for it. Like, if you paid for it, you would get the same thing from her. But from her free stuff, it's very similar, but it's even more spiritually driven. So she teaches about chakras and communicating with angels, all the things that I think you will really flourish with. So I'll get you in that, and have a good night, okay? Love you.